Welcome back. I'm Christina Tanalia, and this is Auto Shop. She is the first female driver to step on the platform during the Canadian Grand Prix, and she was in town this weekend checking out the competition in the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge. Race car driver Valerie Chiasson joins us now, of course, here with our auto expert Mohammed Bouchama by her side. Valerie, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Such a pleasure to meet you. I have so many questions, but first, I want to know why you were not part of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge this weekend here during the Honda Indy Toronto weekend here in our city.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a big accident in Walkinsglen, New York, 2 weeks ago. And last weekend, I was in Motorsport with the Nissan Micro Cup Series. So my schedule is really tight, and unfortunately, my car was not ready for this weekend.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. Yeah. But you're okay in terms of your...
Yeah, I'm okay.
It was a collision? Like a single vehicle collision?
Yeah, with 12 cars.
Oh, 12 cars, not single vehicle. That's about a dozen. Okay, so Valerie, you know, unfortunately, we have to almost point out that you are a female race car driver. And I say unfortunately because it's unfortunate that there's so few. And you and I were chatting before the show, and I was saying to you, you know, most people, when they think of a female race car driver, they think of Danica Patrick, who's now racing in the NASCAR race car series. She's a NASCAR driver. But very few people do what you do. So how did you end up doing it? And what do you say to other young ladies?
I think the best way to start really young in racing, like in karting. And after that, you can graduate in series like the Micro Cup Series. And after that, you can grow up like me in the Porsche Yokohama Series. You know, it's a big categories with lots of competitions. But it's not easy to be a woman in motorsport. You know, we are almost alone all the time in the series. So yeah, we have to, you know, have a big character, I think.
And how do you get some? Oh yes, Mohammed.
Also, you know, I mean, it requires a lot of money. It's very, very expensive.
Yes.
So you need a sponsor, correct?
Yeah,
you do need. And without a sponsor, you don't go anywhere.
No, you work with Total, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think to be with Total, it's really nice partnership with them. But now they are a family. I think, yeah, Total is one of my best sponsors ever because they have a passion for the motorsports.
And Valerie, how did you get someone to give you a shot? Because I've chatted with race car drivers before.
Yeah.
Mostly male, because as we pointed out, well, all male, because there's not many female race car drivers. And they have pointed out that you got to get us, you could be good. If you don't have a sponsor, you're not going anywhere. So how did you get someone to say they're going to put their money on you?
I think we have to do more marketing than before. The newspaper and you know, the journalists want an history. You have to get a really potential history. You have to get a plan to involve in racing. And you know, for me, I have been racing for 14 years. It's not my first year, but for sure I'm working really, really hard to get new partners, and we're always looking for new partners. But to be with Total, I think you know, this is an international company, and they have the NDA of racing. It's not new for Total. You know, in Europe, they really sponsor a lot of big teams in racing. And I really appreciate to be with Total this year in Porsche, Canada.
And we have some video of you competing. If we can get it right back up in just a moment, I'll see if we can get it back up. We'll see in a moment where you were racing. Any
Here is Frank.
Potential? Sorry,
Frank, the president of Total.
There you go.
Total,
okay, I think your number 27 is your car. Is
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So how do you get, like, do you see yourself competing at the Toronto Honda Indy? At some point, I know a lot of the drivers, you know, you were going to be part potentially of the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge. Do you see yourself going to Indy or NASCAR or?
For me, I like GT series. So for sure, I would like to maybe graduate in endurance racing or a
Is that how it goes? You consider it a graduation?
Yeah,
yes.
exactly,
okay.
exactly. So this is sprint race. We're racing only 45 minutes, but 2 times the weekend. So yeah, I can graduate in international series like the Super Cup Challenge or again in IMSA in endurance races.
Who have you looked up to growing up? I mean, Mohammed, you know, has...
Well, as I said, I mean, the name that comes to my mind is Villeneuve.
Because you are from Quebec.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really, I mean, he's the father, you know, of racing in Canada and Quebec in particular.
And did you ever have a chance to meet him and chat with him?
Never, but I will meet him for sure in next March I will be a part of the 150th anniversary of Canada in Monaco.
Wow.
So we will be the ambassadors, Jacques Villeneuve and me. So it will be really fun to be together, yeah.
Okay, just before we go, Valerie, and it's been so great to have you here. Quickly, what's coming up next? But also, I wanted you to leave us with some final thoughts. When, you know, young ladies at home, I told Mohammed I had a go-kart when I was younger. I wanted to be a race car driver. What do you say to those? So what's next, and what do you say to young ladies at home?
What's next? I think the sky is the limit for me. We're always looking for a new partnership, and so happy to be with Total this year. But yeah, looking to race again in Porsche. But we never know. I think I will go in international series.
So F1, potentially Formula 1?
No, I think the Super Cup. You have Porsche Cup in every countries.
Okay.
And you have the Super Cup series, so you can go in every countries you want. So I can do a race in US, I can do a race in Japan, for example. And to represent the women's in motorsports, it's really, you know, for me, it's extraordinary.
And you're an ambassador for women in motorsports. So what do you say to those young women at home?
You know, you have to try it. If you like it, just do it.
Okay, Valerie Chiasson, thank you. Such a pleasure. Please come back
Thank you.
sometime soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Merci.
Thank you.